Today we're going to begin with a really nice discussion on how to have peace of mind in daily life. And what does it mean to have a peaceful mind? What is truth? I'm going to touch on some things from A Course in Miracles, some profound words that help us to really go within. And I'm going to share a sort of a prayer or a meditation that I use to go within and ask my inner divine self for guidance when I feel as though I need peace of mind in daily life. How many of those days do we just feel like, wow, we're just stressed out and anxiety filled, or we're just down and out about certain things? Hey everyone, James Nussbaumer, and thank you for joining me in another episode of For a Better Life podcast. I just love these podcasts so much early on Sunday mornings, like I'm doing now at 6 a.m. And it is October 7th, 2018. And, I feel the fall in the air, the autumn in the air where I'm at right now. A little bit of summer humidity is trying to hang on, but, I'm in Northeast Ohio right now. And the leaves are starting to turn, the tomatoes are ripened, that kind of thing. And when I see that kind of thing, it lends peace of mind in daily life to me. Do you know what I mean there? Well, anyways, let's go on. I want to say that Jenny, initial R, of Traverse City, Michigan, had written in, she's a member of my mastermind group, and had written in wanting to know more about, can you answer, what is it when I'm not really understanding the truth in me and I need to kind of forgive myself for some errors that I've made? And she had read that in my first book, The Master of Everything, A Story of Mankind in the World of Illusion We Call Life. By the way, let me get this out of the way before we go on. Published by Ozark Mountain Publishing Company, a great, wonderful mainstream publisher. I am so thrilled to be with that family. And my second book, called Mastering Your Own Spiritual Freedom, which is the sequel, subtitle, Lessons from A Course in Miracles, and also published by Ozark Mountain Publishing Company. And the third, to wrap up the trilogy, this is killer, this third book. It's killing me that it's actually out. I mean, killing me in a nice way. It's called And Then I Knew My Abundance. All three books, the whole trilogy, published by Ozark Mountain Publishing Company. So, Jenny R., let's get back to answering your question about undoing those errors in your mind, those mistakes of things that may be bogging you down, just keeping you from peace of mind in daily life. Well, let's start out with, let me just add that peace of mind in daily life can you have peace of mind in daily life if you understand that maintaining a peaceful mind, possibly in everyday life, means that you must do so in all situations and all circumstances, meaning, all right, to have peace of mind in daily life, you have to understand that, hey, I'm going to go about this day today, and no matter what happens to me throughout this day, all situations, all circumstances, I'm going to have peace of mind in daily life today. Just do it today. Tomorrow, do it again. So, how do we answer to what is the truth within us? Well, I can tell you from my studies and in-depth studies of the wonderful, profound principles in the text of A Course in Miracles and the lessons, and quite a few years now I've been deeply, deeply involved in my studies there, and all my writing are reflections of A Course in Miracles. I can tell you that what is truth within us, I can tell you absolutely that what is truth within us means how to have peace of mind in daily life. So what do I mean there, and how do I expand on that? Well, actually, there are a few things that you can do right now, in this instant as you're listening to me, to know what is truth and be happy and be enlightened by the peace of mind that is in your daily life, that's there just waiting for you to accept it. And in time, you might gain the ability to experience, peace of mind whenever you want to. In my first book called The Master of Everything, I talked about your spiritual flashlight, the light of truth within you, shining. You have the power to turn that flashlight on that's within you, that light within you. I just call it the spiritual flashlight in my first book, The Master of Everything. And that's been well received, believe me, and I thank you, all of you that have kind of chuckled and said, hey, I like that term, But think about it. You have the light of truth in you, and that it is in your power to turn that light of truth on any time that you want. You have the power to flip the switch on of the light of truth and shine that light of truth. Shine that spiritual flashlight within you on any darkness that is causing you to not have peace of mind in daily life. Because when you shine that light of truth within you on any darkness, the darkness will start moving toward the light. And as darkness moves towards the light, it dissipates, it goes away. The light doesn't move towards the darkness. Darkness is drawn to the light, and the light fades away. The darkness fades away because of the power of the light of truth within you. So this is how many successful individuals on the planet operate and think. It's how many successful people grow. It's of the habits of highly effective people everywhere that have ever walked this earth. And in book 1 of the series, again, The Master of Everything, I explore what else can correct illusions, the errors in our life, the errors in thought. What else can correct our errors but the truth and opening to a peaceful mind? What are errors other than just nothing but illusions that remain unrecognized for what they are? So why are errors that we make illusions? Well, as I sip on a cup of my morning Maxwell House, and I just love that fresh smell of that black coffee early in the morning, don't you? Oh, well, what errors are in your mind is errors in thought of fear, based on fear and doubt and judgment, which in my books I call the ego-based mind. So if you're allowing the ego-based mind to run your thought pattern, that's darkness within you. You have the power within you to shine that light of truth on that darkened cloud cover of fear and doubt and let it be drawn to the light where it dissipates, it fades away. A Course in Miracles states a very wonderful spiritual metaphysical principle that is so profound. And if you will align this to your own situation, Jenny R. of Traverse, Michigan, who had written in again to say, how can I undo my errors compared, based on what you're saying in your book? A Course in Miracles states this wonderful principle: illusions merely vanish from a peaceful mind, leaving not a trace by which to be remembered. Now, I'll repeat that. And by the way, if you're at YouTube listening to this right now, keep in mind that in the description area down below, I will have noted these words from the Course in Miracles that states, illusions merely vanish from a peaceful mind, leaving not a trace by which to be remembered. Now, if you're also at YouTube listening to this, keep in mind that in the link below at YouTube is a wonderful link called Bring My Dreams to Reality. And it gives you access to a free ebook and a video that goes with it on a man's story on how he actually did draw darkness to his light, where there's no more darkness in his life. And it's all because of what he calls the power of reflection. So I hope that you will check that out in the description area down below at YouTube if you're listening to this, called Bring My Dreams to Reality. And if you're at my website listening to this at my blog, in the right-hand column of the blog article, you will see at the very top a image of Albert Einstein with a thing that you can click on for a video there, and it will also say free ebook. So let's get that out of the way, and I'm glad we got that out of the way so you can really take advantage of that ebook, because I'm telling you, it is, I get a lot of messages all the time on that about how it's helped people. And, as an author and what I write about, I get a lot of naysayers also as well. But, anything we do in life, we're going to have the naysayers. But so let's get on to say, now keep in mind now, I'm going to repeat this again. A Course in Miracles states that illusions merely vanish from a peaceful mind, leaving not a trace by which to be remembered. That means they are gone, because without belief, they have no life. Your belief in what your heirs are, only give them life. Quit believing in them. Let them go and accept the light in you over the darkness. You have the power to flip on your spiritual flashlight anytime you want. Actually, your light is really always on inside you. I use the term spiritual flashlight to bring on a meaning in my book, to where you have the power to turn on your flashlight anytime you want, because it's yours to shine out the darkness. But your light is always on within you, because your light is of your source. And who is your source of creation? That is the light of who you are. So all these illusions will disappear to nothingness, returning to, we can say, where they really never came from. From dust to dust they go. We've heard that analogy before. But what is truth and peace of mind in daily life just carries on. Peace of mind is the eternity aspect in you. The eternal and the infinite about you is what wants you to be at peace of mind. It's what you're about. Anything other than the eternal part of you or the infinite part of you is nothing but illusion that is just cloud cover getting in the way of what you really want to be doing. So can you imagine what a state of mind it would be without any illusion whatsoever in your life? Wow, wouldn't that be powerful? But you know what? While we're in this world, while we are in this world, we're always going to have some illusion to sneak up on us. So, but can you imagine that? What your life would be like without illusion? Well, we're never going to be without 100% illusion, because the human body is ego. It's body, and the body has a foundation of fear, doubt, and judgment, and that's ego, and that's darkness. So we will always have that. The best thing we can do is minimize the darkness to maybe at worst overcast skies, so to speak. You know what I'm saying there? But then on other days we got glorious moments that are hitting us, where there's clear blue skies and our mind is just clear, crystal clear, and knows what it wants. Then all of a sudden, a little bit of cloud cover likes to sneak in on us, doesn't it? When all of a sudden we're crystal clear for a couple of days, all of a sudden, boom, that negativity starts to come back. Yes, it does. That's just cloud cover of the ego trying to come in and say, what are you trying to do? Be blue skies and sunlight all the time. You can't do that. Well, isn't that one of the ego's famous words? You can't do that. Well, anyways, so let's just say that maybe we minimize our darkness by every once in a while some overcast skies might come in. But let's try to minimize the big, heavy cloud cover with the storms, those nasty storms that kind of ruin us. Don't we think maybe that we can control that within our own psyche and keeping those storms out of the picture? Think of how great your life would be if you had mostly clear blue skies in your mind, mostly sunshine. Every now and then some overcast would come in, but no storms whatsoever. And if a storm once in a while would pop up, then you would know to shine your light on that, your light of truth, and make it as minimal of devastation as possible. So how would it feel? We would know the answer to truth then, wouldn't we? If we had the power of that light. But we do have the power of that light, yet the ego will tell you that this is impossible. The ego will tell you this is nothing but a bunch of hogwash. I like to use that term now, hogwash. It's an old term that goes back to an old TV show. I can't even remember, one of those in the 60s. But I'm using that word hogwash instead of, BS. I'm using hogwash, so I don't have to, use profanity. But yet the ego will tell you that this is impossible, like I said. So try to remember that when there was a time, perhaps, say even a minute, just a slight moment, maybe even less, when nothing came to interrupt your peaceful mind. Think about that. When was the last time, even for an instant, something was crystal clear to you and there was nothing there to interrupt your peace of mind in daily life? A period when you were certain that you were loved and safe. A Course in Miracles asks us to then try to picture what it would be like to have that peaceful mind moment extended to the end of time in this world and take it with you into eternity. Which you wouldn't have to take it with you into eternity because it's always with you. It's what you are, that peaceful moment. That peaceful moment, that peaceful instant is eternity, friends. It's eternity. Let the sense of quiet you felt in that instant be multiplied 100 times, 1,000 times, and then 1,000 more. When the truth has come, it wipes out illusion, and there is no fear, there's no doubt, and there is no attack. No attack thoughts on yourself. No attack thoughts on yourself, Jenny R. of Traverse, Michigan. No attacks on your own thoughts about why did I make these errors. When you hound yourself, why did I make these stupid errors? You're just attacking yourself. When truth has come, it wipes out illusion, and there is no fear, there's no doubt, and there is no attack on yourself or on anyone else. When truth has come, you have peace of mind in daily life, and all pain is over. Because then you are so aligned, you are so lovingly aligned to the power of the universe. There's no room for transient thinking and for dead ideas to just linger on in your mind. By the way, keep in mind that I've written another detailed article at my blog. I'm so happy. But all of a sudden I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of articles. I can't say thousands yet, but hundreds of articles at my website. And I just went to town. For those of you that know my story, know that I spent 8 years in a state prison over a foolish securities violation. And I've only been home now 3.5 years. And I went to town writing, believe me, and getting my blog site set up. And I've got lots of articles that I hope that you will access at jamesnussbaumer.com. By the way, if you're at YouTube, there is a link in the description area that will lead you to a affiliated article to this podcast, which will get you to my website, and then you can tool around and explore all the other articles I've written that you may like. But so, by the way, there's one article in particular that I've written about why what you want in life is more easily achieved when you have peace of mind in daily life and you're able to access what's called the power of attraction. Some are calling it the law of attraction, the power of reflection. Others just say miracles. So what is truth and peace of mind in daily life? What if it cannot be found, you're saying? What if it just can't be found? But you know what? If it can't be found, it's because you're not uncovering it. The cloud cover is covering it. And when peace of mind can be uncovered, that means we can say, you want it. You won it over, can't we? Because in this world, we place everything on winning and losing. So can't we say that if you just uncover that peace of mind, you've won some peace? So it doesn't come to stay a while and change to something else. Illusions can never turn into truth or a peaceful mind. Illusions always are what they are. They're nothingness. Illusions are nothing. Nothing means an illusion. An illusion can never be real, but peace of mind is real. And what is real is of the light of your truth. That anything that's drawn to light like darkness that fades away is not real. When you find yourself overwhelmed with confusion, understand that your mind is overloaded with the cloud cover of errors and keeping you from maximum potential. Jenny R. of Traverse, Michigan. Oh my gosh, does that make sense? I'm so excited for you because I know it does. I hope it makes sense because it does to me, and I feel as though I've liberated you by saying that. And I'll repeat that. When you find yourself overwhelmed with confusion and anxiety and stress, understand that your mind is overloaded with errors of cloud cover and is keeping you from reaching your maximum potential. This was caused merely by the ego's tainting, we can say, of your perceptions. The ego trying to manipulate your perceptions of what is really going on. Ask the Holy Spirit, your divine inner guide, which I call and use the term the Holy Spirit, which the Course in Miracles also uses. But the Holy Spirit can be considered your comforter, your healer, and He is there as your teacher to undo the errors by using these words I'm going to give you coming up here, or similar words of your own. Feel free. I'm going to give you some words in a prayer or meditation I use, but feel free to substitute and you do doesn't matter. Put the words in your own way of speaking to your inner divine self. You need not share these with anyone unless you're trying to help someone and they want to know and you feel as though there's, don't feel that you got to go shout this out to the world. Another sip of coffee before I give you these words. Get into your favorite position. Your favorite position for feeling the essence. Get into the favorite position of feeling the God essence of who you are. For me, I like to lay flat on my back with a pillow behind my head. There are times where I will sit upright on the floor in like an Indian style, format. They call that Indian style. I just grew up with that, with your legs crossed, with your back erect. But usually when I go through times to bring peace of mind in daily life to me, I like to lay flat on my back and keep it simple and use the type of language you would when you are talking to yourself. It's why it is highly suggested to regularly also practice mindfulness meditation. I urge you to learn mindfulness meditation. If you haven't already, at my website, at my blog, you will see plenty of opportunity there to search and find a wonderful mindfulness meditation technique that I think is just wonderful. But okay, here we go. This is how I talk to the Holy Spirit within me. I will say these words. Holy Spirit, my teacher and guide for life, I realize that the truth will correct all errors in my mind. Please enforce truth within me so that I may see the real world in true light. I think I've let some crazy illusions take over. Would you please undo those illusions for me? Thank you. And that's all you have to say. I'll repeat that. Holy Spirit, my teacher and guide for life, I realize that truth will correct all errors in my mind within me. Please enforce truth within me so that I may see the real world in true light. I think I've let some crazy or wild illusions, mistakes in my life take over. Can you please correct or undo them for me? Thank you. And I like to always include thank you because that means that you are appreciating and expecting the answers to come to you. And that when the answers do come to you, you will appreciate them, kind of like appreciating a good stock that you bought on Wall Street or whatever. That's what I mean by appreciating. But thank you can also mean appreciation by letting that grow within you as an investment. Anytime you say thank you after a meditation, it means that you are willing and ready that when the answer comes, to appreciate it into your material world. Each time that you do this to correct errors in your mind, you are also speaking for the world, because along with what is truth and peace of mind in daily life, and you are one with it all. What I mean is, along with what is truth and peace in your mind in daily life, means that you are one with it all. You are one with the truth within you. You are one with the peace of mind in daily life. You are not one with the cloud cover of errors, the storms that come into your life. You are not one with that. That's a bunch of illusion that has built up and has come to haunt you. You have the power to turn on your inner light of truth and shine it on that darkness, and let the darkness come to the light. Let it attract to the light. As it attracts to the light is going nowhere. The light is always on. The darkness, as it comes to the light, will fade away little by little until there's no darkness left. Does that make sense, everyone? I know it does. I can feel it in you that it does, and I'm so thrilled that it does. I also want to add, I have another article that I suggest that you look at my website called, it's at jamesnussbaumer.com/successful strategy for dealing with stressful situations. You'll find that if you just key in those words. And before I close here, I hope you're thinking a lot about your own life and all how beautiful that you are within. I also hope that you will support my work. And I also hope that you will support the work of others I recommend, because I always like to add this. And the reason I do is because somewhere out there in this moment right now, there is another author, another life coach, another psychologist, another whatever their profession is, or maybe a relationship counselor, maybe a financial guru, whatever it is, there's one of these people, these professionals, referring my words of wisdom from my heart, is why I call them words of wisdom, are referring my words in my books to their followers. So if you'll note at my website, I've got plenty of opportunity for you. If you're having a relationship problem, or if you're having a confidence problem, or a financial matter, whatever it is, there are experts that will step in and offer you some suggestions, and then for you to go from there. So please support my work. If you do not have a copy of my books in your home, I hope that you would get them and read them, and please comment me. By the way, I'm getting ready for a tour that's coming up. I'll be announcing that later. It's going to be great. And I can't quite let the cat out of the bag on that yet, because it's still working on, but we're going to be speaking. I'm going to be speaking in a couple different parts of the United States for now. And I'll be at many bookstores, but I will announce that at my website. So please support my work if you can. I really, really put a lot of work, time, effort, and everything costs money. It really does, to get things moving the way it needs to move, to help others live the life, the life of their dreams. And that's why I write from my heart. How to overcome our mistakes, how to redirect the mental power of our errors before we act them out into positive results for a life of rising above adversity, like I had done for myself. And that's why I share my story to you, everyone. I speak from my heart. Thanks for listening to me. I wish the best to you in life, in love, in all the success the universe has in store for you. Please follow me on Twitter. Please follow me on Facebook. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know what? If you are listening to me right now through the duration of this Better Life for a Better Life podcast, I thank you so much. I thank you from my heart. And I hope that your life becomes much better than you could ever imagine, and that you begin living with peace in daily life as long as you're here in this world. I've got to run now. My time is running out. I wish the best to you. I really do. Until next time, God bless. James Nussbaumer, signing off.